Studios has released several mediocre and terrible episodes of the VeggieTales series under DreamWorks' rule. Therefore, the true fans of the show were left without the Sunday morning values and Saturday morning fun that they so desired. Until now. It's episode 6 of Live and Reloaded.
We're here already.
Mm-hmm.
6.
6 multiplied by 6!
Yay.
Episode count, I guess. Multiply the episode count by 6. Which
Then we'd have 36, which we don't have 36 episodes.
we will.
yet.
We will someday.
Yeah.
And this one is the Abrams family, obvious parody of the Addams family, because I don't know if you know this about me. My favorite black and white show is the Addams Family. I've always wanted to write for their characters, and I guess this is the closest I'll ever get.
Not really related at all to Abraham with Abram.
Or J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, it sounded like Adams, so.
So we did it, and because there is an extended cast for this one, I'm going to have to read it off on my computer right here. But we also, as well as a story about the Addams family, or the Abrams family, we also have the story of Deborah the prophet from Judges.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain this a little bit while I pull up the script, which I did not do because I am a careless mess up?
Well, it's just the story of Deborah. But I don't know what
And
else.
can you describe the lesson for this episode then?
Okay, the lesson is it's a lesson in not judging people.
And this tackles it in two different ways, because the Deborah story, this is in the biblical times at least, that was the first time God picked a woman, so...
The lesson is don't be sexist.
Pretty much, yeah! That's pretty much the lesson, only it's like people were different from you doesn't always mean worse. And then in the Abrams family, can't help it, Archibald's character, the Abrams is moved next door, and he thinks they're freaks and wants them out, but then the Abrams show him a good time. It's basically don't judge people instantly. Get a chance to
don't
know
judge a book by its cover, basically.
Yeah. And
I want to be cliche about it.
Alright, so in the Deborah the Hero segment, there is Petunia, plays Deborah. There's King Jobin, big as a hut, played by Apollo Gord. We'll get to that. Sisera, played by Mr. Nazar. Barack, not Barack Obama, that's Barack, that's how it is in the Bible, is Pa Grape, and then there's the Scallions, and Howard the Pumpkin, who is just...
A new character.
Yeah, he's not going to be in there all the time, he's just going to be, kind of...
An occasional.
Yeah. He's basically just the idiot who can't get anything right. And he's got the old Larry boy from Where's God When I'm Scared? Oh! You mean my new hat? Well, that was something bit on my head. I just would be cool.
Oh, yeah, and also we have our good old buddy Mr. Vischer is in this episode too.
Yeah,
as himself, but again.
He's the translator for King Jobin, big as a hut. Can you explain this parody?
Okay, so you probably know, if not, well, there's Jabba the Hutt, is a character from Star Wars, the big slug guy.
Yeah.
And in the Bible there's King Jobin, so...
We couldn't miss this parody.
So, it's King Jobin, big as a hut, with Apollo Gord.
And he's carried around like on this
bucket of fried chicken, and before he talks, he eats some, and so he's got his mouth full. So when he's talking, no one can understand what he's saying except for Mr. Vischer.
Even
so
like
he
when
translates.
even when he's scared at the end of this, he just like goes.
So I guess he like can't talk without eating chicken.
And even still, no one can understand him except for Mr. Vischer. And then in the Abrams family segment, there's Norman Meyer, played by Archibald. Normina Norman Meyer, played by Lovey. That's an obscure Addams Family reference. Only true fans would get that. I do, unfortunately. Cortez is played by Larry. Mortimer is played by Petunia. Friday is Laura. Puggy is Junior. Uncle Chester is Jimmy. Lurk is Goliath. Thingy is Khalil. And Grandmama is Ma Grape.
And that's all the cast of that episode.
Yeah, and this is our biggest extended cast because this is our second one with two stories.
Yeah.
Two Tales had a smaller cast though.
Yeah, because each segment only had a few characters. This one, each segment has Big deal characters.
Yes, and so the,
Whole mess of characters.
this one was a little hard to write in some parts because it's a little bit shorter than the other stuff. There is no silly. Well, there is a silly song. It's if you're a VeggieTales fan, you're gonna pick up on it. Don't say it.
I won't say.
But we're not doing it because this is the last one we're not doing because we're going to leave it up to the imagination. Although maybe down the road we're going to skip it because there's one song per video is what we're doing, and since it's the Addams Family parody, you know what it is. We can't miss it.
I'll give you a hint.
Every so often we'll skip a silly song, but from now on we're going to try to do it.
Yeah, so
It's not a promise, but we're going to try.
a silly song in most episodes.
Yeah, except for like the ones that don't. Well, either don't have it or we have a song we'd much rather do.
Yeah.
Alright, so now let's see who's reading for who. In the Deborah segment, I'm reading for Petunia, George, you know, that George.
He's the narrator.
Mm-hmm. Scallion 1, Pa Grape, Apollo Gord, and Mr. Vischer.
And did you already say Mr. Nezer?
And Mr. Nezer, oh, and Howard.
And Howard. Yeah, I'm reading for Scallion 2, Scallion 3, and is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, and I think I'm a random soldier.
Yeah, you're a
I'm
random soldier.
random soldier.
I'm a bit more in this one. That was completely by accident. Although the Scallions have a big role.
Yeah.
And then in the Abrams family, I read for Archibald, Norman Meyer again, Petunia, Jimmy, Goliath, Ma Grape, and that's it.
I've got Lovey for Normina Norman Meyer, Larry as Cortez, and then Lauren Jr. and Khalil.
Because we want to put more Khalil into this.
Khalil's fun.
He's always fun to write. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dilbert fans of all ages, the Abrams family! Fade to Bob on the countertop. Hi, kids. Welcome to VeggieTales. I'm Bob the Tomato. I'm Bob the Tomato. Larry! Larry! Larry, where are you?
Just a second, Bob.
Larry enters. Where were you just now?
I was having a conversation with the guys.
About what?
That new girl.
Oh, you mean, Eden?
Yeah, we were just talking about how weird she is. You know, she, like, never talks to anyone and always keeps to herself.
Well, she's new. It's expected that she'd be kinda shy.
Well, does she have to be so...
Self-contained?
Yeah, that thing. Maybe she's hiding something. Maybe she's a spy sent here to take the show down. Or maybe she's an animal whisperer. Or maybe she's an IRS agent.
Hey, just because she's a little different doesn't mean that she's some sort of spy or animal person or monster.
Well, how do we know that? Nobody can even talk to her.
You know, we just got a letter this morning about the same issue.
Imagine that.
It's from Bethany Ivers from Muskoka, Ontario.
Ontario? Where's that?
That's in eastern Canada.
Oh, a Canadian letter. How's it going in the Great White North, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bob pulls out the letter. She writes, Dear Bob and Larry, I have a problem. The other day, a new kid moved into our neighborhood and she acts kind of strange. She talks funny and wears weird clothes, and because everyone else is making assumptions about her. Assumptions that are probably not true. I feel really bad about this, but I'm starting to believe them myself. What should I do?
Hey, that's kind of like my problem. Ain't that a kick in the pants, eh?
Larry, why are you speaking like that?
I speak fluent Canadian, Bob.
Okay then. Well, we have a story to help the two of you out with your problems, and hopefully the two of you can learn a thing or two from it.
Alright then, let's get started.
Alright then, roll film. Fade to George walking through the desert, then turning to look at the camera. Why, hello there. I'm George. I'm going to be your narrator today. Our story takes place long ago in some undisclosed country. You see, the Israelites were taken prisoner by a ruthless king known as King Jabin, big as a hut. Oh man, he was a really bad guy. Talk about mean and nasty. He made the Israelites slaves and forced them to work all day. And he horribly mistreated them too. Oh look, there he is now. Cicero walks up to Jabin and Mr. Vischer. All's going well, sire. Our productivity rating is up a whole 2%. He says he's impressed and that he will give you an extra shiny penny in your paycheck this Friday. Great!
And I'm also wondering if we could get the 91st Iron Chariot into action today. That way our productivity can go up to 3%. He says he would like to grant your request, but is quite unable to do so. Huh? Why not? Well, it's because a certain overweight king wanted to test drive it himself, but ignored the recommended weight limit. Oh, come on. It was just a joke, sir. But I already cleaned the windows with my face yesterday. I will be done, sir. Mr. Fisher goes off. The whistle goes off. Ooh, 5 o'clock. Time to use my motivational tapes. Cecilia walks over to Jerry and puts a roll of duct tape on his face and rips it off.
Ow! When I said I wanted a facial, this isn't what I had in mind.
Pan back to George.
That's how it was for years, and they called out to God to save him. So he sent a hero to save him.
Scallion 2 jumps out triumphantly.
Ta-da! No, that's not him. Actually, for the very first time in recorded history, God chose a woman to lead his people. Her name was Deborah. Oh, look, here she comes now.
Deborah walks by. Good morning, George. How are you?
I'm feeling fine.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm on a mission.
Oh, gotcha. Have fun with that.
Fade to later where the Scallions walk into a tent with Deborah and Brock. You wanted to see us, Deborah? Yes, I do. God has given me a vision, and he told me that if we rally the army tonight at midnight, God will deliver our enemies into our hands.
You?
What's so funny?
Oh, you couldn't lead us here.
You're a girl.
Oh boy. What's that supposed to mean?
Fighting and leading are man's jobs. You wouldn't be able to handle it.
God chose me to lead our people to victory.
Yeah, about that. It's been 103 degrees all week. Maybe you're just suffering from heat stroke.
God has always appointed a man, and I think we're all sure that this time will be no exception.
That's ridiculous. God picked me. Brock, help me out here.
Yeah, help her realize that she's wrong.
I don't know. Do you really think God would choose you, Deborah? Absolutely. He came to me in a dream and told me.
Oh, a dream? Yes, that's a real convincing argument. Dreams don't mean anything. I hope you realize that.
One time, I had a dream where I was a cow in space fighting an army of alien cheeses that were trying to turn the Earth into a giant pile of hair clippings, and nothing came of that.
Well, I have to admit that does sound a little, strange. But I trust God. If he says that she is gonna help us, I trust him. Besides, just because she's different than us doesn't mean that she's inferior. Yeah, that's right. So, well, I guess there's nothing else to say, but I will go along with you if you go with me, Deborah. I trust you. That's great. I'll lure King Jabin big as a hut away from the camp, and the rest of you go rally the others and go on with a full attack.
Surely you must be joking.
Maybe she is right.
What?
Well, her idea is good. Maybe God did pick her to leave us. Maybe, even though she is different, she can still do great things.
That's the worst idea you had since you made that company that made triangular pants.
Well, I'm gonna go too. Lead the way, Deborah.
All right. Glad to see you're all on board. I'm not, except for you. Here are the details. Pan outside to show George.
Well, they were mostly convinced, as you can see. But that one guy was still holding on to his judgmental values. Now, I guess that's not good. Later that night, Deborah set out to prove him wrong.
Fade to Deborah sneaking up to Mr. Vischer reading King Job in a book. And then Goldilocks said, "This porridge is just right." Yes, I'm sure she's not allergic to porridge. Deborah runs up. Hey guys, look at me, I'm doing something. Yes, sir. Sisera, gather the army. We've got trouble. Cut to Sisera sending the soldiers out. All right, everyone, get going. This is not a drill.
Yeah, it is.
So that soldier holds up a drill. Ha ha ha.
After this, you're fired.
Ah, shoot.
Cut to the Israelites standing on a hill with Deborah standing in the front. Lord, we are ready. Please be with us during this battle. We trust you.
But I don't trust her.
Oh, enough of this! God has picked her out to be the leader. Sure, she's different. Sure, this is a strange situation, one that we have not seen before. But you know what? God knows what he's doing. Yeah, so what? This is a little different, but I know that she's got good plans and good skills, and she can help us out. If you don't believe me, you can just sit this one out. I'm not gonna let your judgmental attitude mess us up.
We're wasting time. Just do it. Yeah, don't be a chump.
But, you know what? We shouldn't just be standing around here. We have a war to win. Deborah, what are your orders?
Deborah smiles at Scaling One. Okay, everyone, let's save our people. Get ready for the taste of sweet victory. Sweet victory? What do you mean?
Howard, please focus.
Oh, I get it. You just must mean the taco sauce. Howard holds up a vial. It tastes pretty good, but it gets a little spicy.
Fascinating.
You guys want them?
No.
We're fine. Anyways, charge! The Israelites run down with torches and swords and chase the other soldiers away. What's happening? Where's Sisera? Mr. Vischer looks in a nearby tent and sees Sisera hiding in it. Oh, are they gone? Oh, yeah, they're long gone. We're just burning down our city down and chasing each other around with swords for fun, you know. There's no need to get nasty about it. Are you gonna come out and help or what? Oh, I'd love to, but I'm a bit thirsty. Yeah, that's it. You can't fight while you're thirsty, right? Mr. Vischer throws a bottle at Sisera. Here's some milk. Drink up, you baby. Mr. Vischer runs off and bumps into Deborah. Hello, and goodbye. Deborah throws a pike at Mr. Vischer, but it misses and hits a cactus. Oh no, that was my favorite cactus. Woe is me. Brock jumps out, and Mr. Vischer knocks him to the floor. Scallion One walks up to Deborah.
Well, I guess I was wrong. We're winning, and it's all thanks to you.
Thank you, but God did give me the strength and wisdom to do this.
Well, yes, that's true, but you're still doing a good job yourself. I guess you aren't just as good as the rest of us. I'm very sorry. From now on, I will always follow you in a war, battle, or even a croquet tournament.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. All right, guys, lesson learned. Now let's get jumping. Deborah, Brock, and Skelly One run away as George takes their place.
Well, it just goes to show you that different doesn't mean worse. Deborah sure was very different from the others, but she helped reclaim Israel. Ha! And ain't that a story? Well, things got a lot better from here on. They ain't never had to deal with these oppressors ever again.
Jobin runs up to George in a panic.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Get him! Iris saw it as Brock and Deborah chased Jobin away. Fade to the silly song title card. Skip that. Silly song, the song of the water buffalo who don't love Cebu with yodeling lips. Fade to Norman and Normina standing in their living room looking out the window.
Do you know anything about the new neighbors?
Not a thing. I hope they're civilized and well-mannered people, not some frat boys.
I don't even want to think about that.
Well, even if they are, I still say we should get to know them.
Oh, look, here comes the moving van.
A moving van pulls up and Cortez gets out of it.
Capital idea, moving to the big city, Mortimer. It looks great.
Mortimer gets out of the van. Oh, yes, and look at this house. Isn't it so beautiful? Cut to the house, which is rotted and falling apart. They walk up to it and read a sign on the door which reads, "Condemned, do not enter at all costs." Oh, such a beautiful message from its previous owners. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
The children would love this. Friday, Puggy, where are you? Friday and Puggy enter.
Right here, Mother. We were just playing the Crusades. Well, were you using the good swords? No, Father. Well, isn't that a shame? They haven't been used much lately. How's about helping us move in? Sounds good, Father.
Cut to Norman and Normina in their living room.
Well, it's a little hard to tell at this point. I'll introduce myself when they unpack, and I'll come back with the details.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, it is a plan. That is exactly what I've just come up with. Fade to later, where Norman walks up to the front door holding a bouquet of flowers and he rings the doorbell. Oh my! Lurk opens the door. You knocked? Yes, hello, I'm Norman Meyer. I am your next door neighbor. I was just wanting to introduce myself to the family. Lurk lets Norman in as Cortez walks down the stairs.
Well, howdy, neighbor. I see you've met our butler, Lurk. Such a kindred spirit. The name's Cortez Abrams. What can I do for you?
I'm Norman Meyer. Is this your house? Pan around to show how the gothic and morbid the decorations are.
It sure is. Isn't it something?
I guess so. Something foul, if you ask me. Ah! Zoom out to show Uncle Chester sniffing Norman.
Oh, this is Uncle Chester. He's a fun guy. And he's really observant, too.
You smell like soap. Yes. Thank Uncle Chester sprays Norman with a black bottle. Oh, it stinks! It sure does. It's the sweetest stench of them all. Essence of burning rubber.
Well, I see it's nothing but the best for our guest, eh, brother?
Indubitably. Mortimer enters. Is this our neighbor, Norman Meyer? Is it? Yes. How did you know my name? I'm not deaf. I heard you from upstairs. Oh, you brought us flowers. Thank you so much. Well, yes, I did. And Mortimer pulls out an eyedropper and pours one drop on the flowers, and they instantly die. Perfect. Oh, dear. Children, our neighbor's here. Come down and say hello. Friday, Puggy, and Grandmama come down the stairs.
Hello, Cortez.
Ah, Mama, good to see you. Bring the children down and say hello to Mr. Norman Meyer.
Such adorable little children you got. I wouldn't say that, buddy. The last guy who called them adorable, well, let's just say they regret it. I think it was our old neighbor, was it Chuck Hodge?
Something like that.
What happened to him?
Nobody knows for sure.
It's good to meet a neighbor.
Well, it wasn't good to be here. I've got to get out of here, away from you horrible, creepy people. Norman runs out and bumps into the curtains and Thingy comes out.
Hey, what were you crashing into things?
This is our boarder, Thingy.
We call him that because we don't know what he is. You see, his mother was a caterpillar and his father was a worm. So we don't know what he is.
Yep, Friday's right. It doesn't matter to me. I need to run away. I'm getting out of here. Norman runs away and runs into his house and slams the door behind him.
Well, how was it?
Normina, listen to me. The Abrams family is insane, deranged, and smell like burning rubber. I don't like them at all.
But you barely spoke with them.
Normina, you don't understand. The creepy and the kooky, mysterious and spooky, not one of them's a beauty. The Abrams family, their house is a disaster. To horror it's nasty. You want to escape it faster. The Abrams family, bad, foul, utmost deranged. I'll go over there and I will chase them out of the house, and we will be rid the shrill in the family.
Wait, you need to know them more before you judge them like that.
Sorry, Normina, I can't afford to let them stay. Their weirdness is seeping through their door. Look! Cut to Uncle Chester carrying a barrel with a toxic logo on it. He drops it and some green sludge falls on the ground. Oops. Cut back to Norman and Normina.
Well, maybe if you got to know them better.
That's preposterous! They're uncivilized and far too different from the likes of us. They can't stay here, and they won't if I have anything to say about it. And I do. Norman runs out the door.
Oh dear.
Cut to Norman banging on the Abrams door. You knocked? Let me in at once! I demand to speak with Mr. Abrams! Lurk lets Norman in as Cortez falls from the ceiling.
Ah! Wondrous fall. Let's try that a fourth time. This time I just know we're gonna crack a subterranean lair. Oh, hello, Norman Meyer. I'm teaching Puggy to shoot bodies out of a cannon.
What? That doesn't matter! I'm here to tell you!
Oh, where are my manners? Lurk, grab our tuxedo-wearing friend a nice hot cup of hen juice.
Lurk enters the kitchen. I'm not here for a drink! I'm here...
Oh, no. You're missing out, friend. It's delicious. It's a drink made primarily of aged chicken. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Chicken doesn't age! It spoils! Oh, yeah, I just understood it. Lurk enters and gives Norman a steaming cup. Your hen juice, sir.
Come on, men. Down the hatch.
Well, I don't want to be rude. If I die, I leave everything to Normina. This is actually pretty good. Might I have some more?
Of course. Lurk, bring another cup.
Yes, Mr. Abrams. Lurk exits. Anyways, back to business. I'm here to say... Uncle Chester exits. Hallowski! Oh, the ghoul! Oh, you're too kind.
Well, hello there, Chester. I want to show Mr. Norman Meyer around. Any idea where to show him some good Abrams family fun?
You know, there are a lot of good places around here. There's the Spider Hall, the Dynamite Cave, the Bats Tower. Ooh! Maybe we should take him up to the playroom. If he spends about 15 minutes in the stretcher, sarcophagus or bed of nails will be in as good a shape as I am.
Capital idea.
Now I'm scared. Your hen juice, sir. Fade to the playroom where Norman is looking around at all the torture devices.
All right, then. Have a look around.
Norman nervously walks up to the sarcophagus. The door slams open and Grandmama walks out.
Howdy, Norman.
Then he comes out of the hole in the wall.
That's 15 minutes exactly. This beauty treatment is working perfectly. Those wrinkles are just multiplying. You look like a prune.
Oh, you. Oh, Mr. Norman Meyer, you should try out the eel tub. It's wonderful.
It does wonders for the skin.
Oh, no, I'm not interested in that. I want...
Oh, come on, try it. You'll love it. I practically guarantee it.
Practically.
Down we go.
Cortez pushes Norman into a tin tub filled with eels. Why, unit! 85-degree water? The eels are giving me a massage of sorts, not eating me alive. You know, this feels pretty nice. Friday and Puggy enter.
It feels even better when Uncle Chester sets off his dynamite. Hey, Uncle Chester, can you set off your dynamite for our guests?
Sure thing, buddy. Here we go. Dynamite goes off, shaking the house. Wow, you're right. That actually feels good. It's like a hot tub. I haven't been in one of those since my college days in Bristol. Looks at Friday's headless doll. What's that?
This is Marie. She's my doll.
Where's her head?
It's a long story.
Maybe you should just give her a Malibu Barbie to replace that.
Oh, she's only a child. Show some compassion, Norman Meyer.
Sorry. Mortimer enters. Everyone, it's time for dinner.
Norman, you should join us.
Oh, I don't know about that. Fine. Fade to later where everyone is at the dinner table. This is delicious, Mortimer. What is this? Roasted West African rhinoceros. Aren't those extinct?
Well, they are now.
Okay.
Mr. Norman Meyer, you should come over again. You're a wonderful guest.
Oh, yes, indeed. Would you like to come again?
Well, I actually have a confession to make. I was here to force all of you to leave because, to be quite honest, I thought you were foul and despicable people, and I wanted nothing to do with any of you. But I was wrong. I should have gotten to know you before I judged you like that. Turns out you're fun, joyous, close people. I can tell that we're going to be great friends in no time at all. You see, Norman Meyer, God wants us to avoid judging other people, and He wants us to be kind and fair. I'm glad you learned that lesson. How's about you and your wife come over sometime? Maybe tomorrow? Please, where's the good acid? Absolutely! May I please have the feet?
Alright, but I get the horn.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Fade to Bob and Larry on the countertop.
Wow. Maybe I should get to know Eden before I make assumptions like that.
Definitely. I'm sure she's a nice girl. Oh, look, here she comes now. Eden enters. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hey, Eden. I was wondering if we could get to know each other. Maybe we could hang out after the show.
Oh, okay, sure.
Not in a weird way, though.
Yeah. Well, that's great that you guys worked this out. See, Larry? It's good to give people a chance.
You're right.
Now, we're over here by QWERTY to talk about what we learned today.
So what we have learned applies to our lives together. And God has a lot to say in His book.
What's going on?
Bob can't stand this song.
You see, we know that God's word is for everyone. And now that our song is done, we'll take a look.
So, QWERTY, what's the verse?
Judge not, lest ye be judged. Matthew 7:1. You see, Bethany, God doesn't want us to judge other people. Like in the story of Deborah, the Israelites counted her out because she was different, but she showed everyone that she can do great things too.
And in the story of the Abrams family, Norman Normanmeyer learned that he needed to know people before he judged them, because they ended up becoming his friends.
That's right. So I hope that you will be able to know this girl and be her friend. That way all these assumptions can go away and you can actually give her a chance and know what she's really like.
That sounds like a good idea, yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Remember, God made you special and He loves you very much. Bye!
Say bye, Eden.
Oh, bye.
Nice one.